Where will your destiny lead you? Throughout our lives, there are many paths to take. Often the longest paths are decided for us. Tonight is the opportunity for change, a new path to forge. The landscape will change forever. Where will destiny take these competitors? It's time to shake things up. Welcome to the draft.
It is draft day, baby, and we are live for the NLW draft. Who is jumping ship? We are going to find out in due time. But we are not only going to see the landscape of this show change forever, we are also going to see some very good action as well, including our opening contest. It's a tag team street fight, and our main event tonight, this huge interpromotional match, NLW versus Metal. Seth Rollins goes one-on-one with AJ Styles in our huge special main event, one time only. And we are going to kick things off with a tag team street fight between American Alpha and FTR. Well, American Alpha, last week, they announced it. They paid the APA to ensure they were safe for the week, and look at this now. FTR getting the jump on the American Alpha and a suplex on the ramp. We're not even waiting to get in the ring, and look at Chad Gable climbing the stage in a dive. The crossbody from the stage, and now a rolling German. But it isn't enough to put away Dax Harwood. Tell you what, no disqualifications in this contest. It's Tornado Tag Team rules in this street fight, and a spine buster on the trash can. And now a table brought in. You recall, this all started when FTR dropped a vending machine on the leg of Jason Jordan, keeping American Alpha out of action for months, and then attacking them and Enter the Dragon. But look out for this! Moonsault through the table! He's got the leg hooked with a steel chair to break it up. And Dax Harwood saving cash with the chair shot. And Jason Jordan wiped out for the time being. They want that double splash, but there's Gable to stop it, and he misses the dive. The splash doesn't connect. And now American Alpha gonna go for the victory. Look at this! Grand amplitude through the table with a spear to break it up. What a way to kick off tonight's draft with this huge street fight between two of the top teams in NLW. There's a chop and backdrop through the announce table. My goodness! Chad Gable flying. But now the chair attack from FTR, who have isolated Jason Jordan. And what is this? Chad Gable trying to crawl to his feet, but a shatter machine. The shatter machine to the chair. And FTR gonna pick up the victory in this street fight. FTR victorious to kick us off here tonight. And well, we'll take a look at how this one ended. First of all, that brilliant moonsault through the table then the Grand Amplitude, but that was broken up by Dax Harwood, who then sent Chad Gable flying through the announce table, and that shatter machine took out Jason Jordan. And you know what? If I'm the Young Bucks, I am now paying very close attention to FTR. FTR said they would get a tag team title shot, but it would be on their terms. And after that victory against American Alpha, you have to believe that FTR and the Young Bucks are now destined to lock horns. And there you see up in the rafters the Undertaker's evil Ministry of Darkness, flanked by the Ascension, Viscera and their newest member, Buddy Murphy. Watching over the wrestling here tonight, you think Undertaker's going to be recruiting some more lost souls as he calls them into the ministry. In fact, The Undertaker last week said it was a rebuilding phase for the faction after losing to Kenny Omega inside Hell in a Cell. Speaking of which, could Omega potentially get drafted here tonight? So many possibilities, but right now we're going to find out who the first 2 draft picks are in a little bit. Now, this is how it works. There have been ongoing negotiations throughout the week between the commissioner of NLW, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the commissioner over on Metal. And we're going to start off with NLW, who is being drafted to the blue brand. And it's Chris Jericho, Le Champion, former Intercontinental Champion, main evented WrestleMania 2, Metal G1 finalist as well. What an incredible first pick. Future Hall of Famer, actually was on the very first episode of No Limits Wrestling. Awesome choice. Now let's see who Metal is getting in return. Whoa, are you kidding me? The king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, is going to the red and black brand. Nakamura, he main evented WrestleMania 4 in his last match, the tail end of last year in the main event of Enter the Dragon, that brutal last man standing match, and we haven't seen him since, so I guess he's healed up if he's eligible to be drafted. Well, round 1 already showing big results for both brands. Boys, I cannot wait. It is draft day and the Undisputed Era is getting ready to go to Metal. Look, we know it's a formality. Stone Cold, he wants to get rid of us. He can't wait for it, and we can't wait to leave. You know, they got that Elimination Chamber match going on. Well, once we're drafted, I'm going to enter it, baby, and I'm going to become the new Metalweight Champion. Alright, let's just see. What round are we going to be drafted in here? Come on. Shh, don't let anyone know we're in his office, okay? Alright, let's see. Okay, yeah, Nakamura, Jericho. What the hell? What the hell? We're not drafted! Is this some kind of rib? Are we not drafted? Are you sure, Adam? Yes, I'm sure. Look at this. We're not even on it. Why didn't he draft us? I thought he wanted to get rid of us. What the hell is Austin playing at? I'll tell you what, I'm not sticking around to find out. I'm going home. That maniac could be after us. Damn it! Well, first of all, they trespassed in Stone Cold's office, and they've already had a look at the sheet of who's getting drafted tonight. Apparently, the Undisputed Era are not going to Metal, and they are not happy with it. And I'll have to say, I'm a little bit surprised the amount that Austin hates the UE and why he's not chosen to trade them. Seems very odd. Well, they're sticking here on NLW, and at least they get to witness the rest of the Super X Cup. You know, let's bring up the bracket right now. You see already through to the semi-finals. Going to be Mustafa Ali versus Grand Metalik. On the other side of the bracket, Pac is going to go one-on-one with the winner of our final quarterfinal match. It is Drew Gulak versus Jushin Thunder Liger. There's one spot remaining, and one of these two men is going to get it in the semi-finals. Liger now goes at Drew Gulak, but remember what Gulak's last match finished with? A 3-second victory over Sin Cara, but luckily for Liger, he got to the ropes. And now again going for the Gulak to end this one quick with a snapmare. And now a rolling kick. And up for the Liger bomb. And it's Liger. What a victory. Trouncing Drew Gulak. Well, Gulak tried the same strategy that worked last time, but you're going to have to try more when you're in there with a legend. And Jushin Thunder Liger next week will go one-on-one with Pac in the semi-finals.
Matt Hardy, you've been going on and on. Why me? Why me? Well, I'll tell you what, Matt. You're a disgusting representation of society. The system is broken, Matt, and we're here to fix it. You've gone mad. You're expounding falsehoods about past lives and deities, yet you clearly haven't learned from their mistakes. The world is a dark place, Matt, and while you craft a falsehood, a fantasy about who you are and your mystique,
Sanity lives in the real world where people are bad and the ones you love, they get hurt. Bailey likes to hug. What good is a hug when the world is falling apart? We are not the solution, we are simply highlighting the problem. In this dark place, it is better to be a bad person and survive than to lie to yourself like Bailey and you, and about your status as an immortal entity. Matt, she will not help you. You can't even help yourself. And if you're not careful, you, Bailey, your family can't be saved once sanity takes control.
Hiromu Takahashi in action next week here on No Limits Wrestling. I guess that means he's not getting drafted, but who is? Second round is right now. Let's see who's making the jump from Metal to NLW. And it is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, perhaps the greatest NLW champion in history. He's a Metal G1 finalist, also former hardcore champion, beaten the likes of Randy Orton, The Undertaker, Sting and more, and he is back on the blue brand, and I cannot wait to see what is in store for AJ Styles. And I guess that makes tonight's main event an NLW exclusive match, no longer interpromotional. AJ on NLW, that is quite exciting, but you know what, let's just wait and see who is Metal going to get in return. Oh my, it is the Rated R superstar Edge, only just returned 2 episodes ago with Christian, and then last week they challenged the Young Bucks unsuccessfully for the NLW tag titles, and it was Christian messing up in that one, but Edge going solo over to Metal. Quite the shocker.
Edge, hold on a second, I'm confused. I thought if we were going to get drafted, we'd be drafted as a team. What happened? What happened, Christian? Is it you are the reason we are not the NLW Tag Team Champions? Because of your screw-up. The Young Bucks nearly broke my neck, and it's all thanks to you. That's why I went to Stone Cold and told him to trade me, because I'm sick of you, Christian. You're a loser, and I'm tired of you holding me back. I'm a former NLW champion, and it's about time I held some gold again. But it won't be with you, loser. Hey, what the hell are you smirking at? You know what, Christian, I just think it's kind of funny. You have a catastrophic screw-up like that. Gosh, I hope I don't mess up that bad in my return match here. Oh really? Well, I guess I'm not in a tag team anymore, which makes me a singles guy. So if I'm such a loser, why don't you face me next week in your first match back on NLW? I'll be happy to have that match. And I'm sorry to say, Christian, but Edge was right. You are a loser. And that's all you'll ever be. And next week, I'm going to prove it.
Well, looks like we've got a match set for next week. Chris Jericho versus Christian. And Xavier Woods here tonight wanted Rey Mysterio. But Rey said, I'm still injured. But you can face this guy instead. And we're about to see the debut of the Ring General. This is Walter. The brutal Austrian with chops like steel frying pans. Walter has been hyped for weeks, and last week we saw him for the first time. Xavier Woods went up to Rey Mysterio, wanted a match against him, but Rey said, I'm still injured. Instead, there is somebody who would face you. And now tonight, Woods is going to have to eat his words as he goes one-on-one with Walter. And Walter, looking for the chop, but a discus punch from Xavier Woods. Gets out of that in the nick of time. And Walter goes for the big boot, but Xavier Woods ducks. And there it is! The chop! And another one! Turns Woods inside out. Walter caving in the chest of Woods and a powerbomb, dropping him, and Walter picks up the quick victory. It's a night of quick, decisive wins as Walter destroys Xavier Woods. Well, Woods isn't laughing now. Kofi Kingston is, and Walter is victorious.
Oh yeah, we did it. American Alpha is done. We destroyed them. Oh hey, Bradshaw, Farouk. Hope you haven't spent all of American Alpha's money yet. So much for protecting them, huh? I think we'll have a beer. This one's on us, boys. Ah! Oh hey, they've done it now, Ron. Those sorry bastards are gonna pay.
Well, the APA are not happy with what just happened there. FTR still gloating about beating American Alpha in the street fight earlier tonight. Speaking of tag teams, this next round is a tag team only round, so let's see who's coming over to the blue brand from Metal. Well, the Good Brothers are making the jump. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows from the Balor Club, and it would appear as though the Balor Club has now split, with Anderson and Gallows making the jump. I'm sure that Finn Balor won't be happy with that decision, but who knows, he may get some company with this next tag team pick. Who's going over to Metal? And it is the Destroyer Lashley and his manager Minoru Suzuki, a devastating tandem who nearly took out the NLW champion Daniel Bryan a couple weeks ago. Tell you what, Metal is in for some chaos at the hands of those guys. And you know what, let's announce a couple more draft picks before our main event commences. We'll let you know the final two picks at the conclusion of Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles tonight. But for right now, it's a women's only round. Let's first see who's coming to NLW. And from the Decay is the former women's champion Rosemary, a force to be reckoned with. She's beaten the likes of Bayley, Sasha Banks and more, a demonic competitor for sure. Well, one lucky woman is going to jump to Metal and avoid Rosemary's path of destruction, but who's it going to be going to Metal? And it is the boss, Sasha Banks, another former women's champion in this company. She's competed in more WrestleManias than any woman in NLW history, and perhaps a change of scenery will put her back in the title hunt. Of course, Ronda Rousey now making her presence felt on Metal. She's obviously able to switch brands as the champion, and although she's taken out Ember Moon, we assume she's taken out Becky Lynch, although she denies it. There's still the opportunity there to give Rousey a run for her money as the champion. Well, Daniel, have you thought about my little proposal for a championship match or not? Because to be honest, I'm tired of waiting. So do you accept my challenge or not? Do you know what, Kenny? I'll speak to Stone Cold. I'll see if we can make this happen. But who's to say? You may not even be here next week. He's got a point, Kenny. You never know who's going to challenge you, Daniel. Watch and learn, boys. I look forward to working with you. AJ Styles ready for this main event. Already in the ring, it is the architect Seth Rollins. And before, this was just going to be an NLW versus Metal exhibition match. Now, it's an NLW branded match because this man is now an official member of the NLW roster. He is a former NLW champion, perhaps the greatest NLW champion in this company's history. And you know what? A close second would be Seth Rollins. You got two of the best in there right now, and also two of the best going up against each other next week when Chris Jericho goes one-on-one with Christian, plus a Super X Cup semi-final match. Jushin Thunder Liger goes one-on-one with the Bastard Pack. And that is not all. We will hear what Daniel Bryan has to say, assuming that Kenny Omega is still a member of the NLW roster by then. Bryan will respond to the challenge made by Omega earlier tonight. But tonight, our main event is about to commence. Get ready for this encounter between Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, and perhaps the winner of this one they could themselves argue that they should deserve an NLW title match. But AJ with the elbow. And there's a Hurricane Rana spring up, and look at that. A kick and now a Pele. Back at him to AJ. And AJ Styles with a knee drop. And now on the shoulders, Hoshigaroshi hooks the leg with a kick out from Seth Rollins. There is no grudge here. There is no case of, bragging rights or whatever. It is simply to decide who is the best. And those are the matches I love. Just seeing two men at their prime fighting to see who's the best. And there you see the kick from Rollins. AJ tried to spring in, it was stopped, and the tope suicida from Seth Rollins, wiping out AJ Styles. And AJ thrown back in now. Seth Rollins wasting little time going after AJ. And now the frog splash with a kick out from Styles. The last time we saw Styles on NLW programming was over 3 years ago. Since then he's been a metal wrestler, and look at that! The ripcord into the arm drag, goes for the Stars Clash, but a code red and a kick out from AJ. Such fluid action. You don't want to blink or you'll miss something. Rollins off the ropes with a sling blade. And he wants to put it away now. Curb stomp coming. But he's turned around into the calf crusher. AJ Styles had it scouted and he caught the leg for the calf crusher. Is Seth Rollins going to tap out here tonight? Seth Rollins having that leg wrenched in, but he gets to the ropes. And AJ can't believe it. He's going to have to do more to put away Rollins. And will this do it? Springboard, 450 to the spine. Crushing the spine of Seth Rollins. And AJ Styles has all the momentum on his side, looking for the Styles Clash. Backdrop though, lands on his feet. Misses the clothesline though. Ripcord knee. No, a forearm. And AJ goes after him on the shoulders now for the buckle bomb. And a thrust kick from Seth Rollins. Now AJ is prone. Seth Rollins has him set up. Measures his man. Curb stomp. No. Styles Clash. And AJ Styles picks up the victory in his NLW debut. In his NLW return, AJ Styles picking up a huge victory over Seth Rollins. AJ Styles barely 20 minutes in to his NLW run, and he's already picked up a huge victory. Well, a fantastic match to see us off here at the end of the draft. AJ had a counter for everything Rollins threw at him. It was this buckle bomb that nearly sealed the deal for Rollins, but one curb stomp got turned into the Stars Clash, and AJ Styles defeats Seth Rollins, and there's a mutual show of respect. But we're about to find out who has been drafted in the NLW draft. The final two draft picks. We'll start with Metal. Who is going to Metal from NLW? We're about to find out. Oh my! It is Seth Rollins himself! And he is shocked in the ring. He's looking at AJ Styles. And I guess that's the last time we're going to see that match for a while. But the question is, who's coming to NLW? Kevin Owens is back, and Rollins is down. And a pop-up powerbomb, compressing the spine of AJ Styles. Kevin Owens is back, and he's been drafted to NLW. This man is sick. He is sadistic. What chaos has Kevin Owens got in store for No Limits Wrestling?